Hi, I'm Carcina.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Pnb Rock. What's up, y'all? Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell. New information was brought up about the investigation with Pnb Rock, as you had a lot of people making accusations and trying to solve the crime online. Theories and conspiracy theories were made about the situation at hand without knowing any information whatsoever. So when the police investigation came out, it was completely different than what a lot of people had alleged. They blamed some beef he had on Instagram for the reason and the person who did it. And those motives were all wrong. They even went on to accuse his baby mother and current girlfriend and said, oh, she tweeted her food out. And that's how they knew the location. When actuality, they were set up the moment they came into the restaurant. And it was sad to hear that, because when you hear that, it's startling, because it doesn't make any sense. None whatsoever. He fist bumps the guy coming through the door, and it just turns from there to a nightmare. A real nightmare type situation. And it goes to show you that you see this guy not wearing jewelry now, that's the way he should have always carried himself. I don't understand. I've been young too, and I'm from the hood. And you flashing jewelry, it's a sign of, man, I made it. Like, I'm doing good for myself. And you think this is as much as you ever gonna get. You don't know. So I'm familiar with that position, that disposition rather. Familiar with it. Don't agree with it, but very familiar. Sorry about that, but very familiar with it. So True Crime did this investigation and it just shocked a lot of people when they found out, all the things that had happened and transpired that day, and the fact that most of the people had made their insinuations, including rap star Nicki Minaj, went online to insinuate that maybe the girlfriend set him up. Now, when a mega rap star who doesn't know these people make an accusation like that, you could have people around who believe that. And you put that girl's life in danger. Now, this is the mother of his child and his current girlfriend. She was there when it happened. This could affect her and everything else around and all the people involved. All for some jewelry. Is it worth it? Because in the end of the day, all it could do is have you lose your life. So is it truly worth it? Now, the way we see this play out, and I hate to go over stuff like this, but when you see rappers go on these shows and they brag or they talk about certain instances, it just breaks your heart to see this happen in a public place. Think about the other people that was eating there who are now traumatized that a former employee that worked there set all this up. That's a very powerful and scary thing to think about. You see as he's walking into the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles?
Who he was. Tremont Jones loiters at the Roscoe's. That's just his hangout spot.
Detectives soon gathered hours of surveillance video that pieces together exactly what happened in the minutes leading up to Pnb's murder and after.
As you can see,
from the moment Tremont walks outside, he alerts another man named Freddie Trone to come to Roscoe's. Prosecutors say they acted like two old school gangsters.
So the guy that worked there dapped him up, went out there to notify one of his homeboys that, oh, this is it. We got a lick. We got a bird on the line, and this is it. We getting ready to get money.
So how is it that Tremont Jones tells Freddie Trone who and what is going on?
The information was relayed, who and what, and the opportunity to get maybe $500,000 is sitting inside this restaurant.
It wasn't the first time Pnb was targeted in LA. He talked
about it on the show with the fat boy.
For a week before the Roscoe shooting.
You know, somebody tried me.
I don't want to hear what
It's like they bold.
At Roscoe's, surveillance cameras record Freddie Trone arriving in the parking lot.
So a week after being on academics, he comes here to this restaurant, right?
He chats with Jones.
Speaking, and at this point is where my position is that the conspiracy was triggered.
Trone leaves, but quickly
they go out, have the talk.
Returns with his own 17-year-old son.
So now the car stops.
The son is dropped off. He exits the rear driver's side, and he has a
He's coming past. He's got a mask on,
full face covering, and this very distinctive Fruity Pebbles shirt.
Cops say Tremont Jones stays outside as the teen brushes past him.
Once he's inside, Tremont Jones knows plan is in action. And at that point, we're seconds away from seeing a muzzle flash captured inside a very grainy camera inside Roscoe's.
Shoots him right there. That's tragic. And you see this happen seconds within him coming in there. He beelines it over to where he is to come over and commit this act.
Stephanie recounts the horrifying minute-by-minute details when the 17-year-old approaches them.
What kind of father sends their 17-year-old child?
Minute-by-minute details when the 17-year-old approaches them.
My thing is, what kind of father are you to send your 17-year-old son to commit such an act? What are you saying for yourself? That's all I'm trying to figure out. Your 17-year-old son. That's your 17-year-old son. I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do at this point? You know, there's so much that's going on in the world that's crazy. You know, you got to think about how this felt for this young woman right here. She was right there when it all went down. And 9 times out of 10, guys just immediately start blaming the girl and throwing it all on her. And most people don't even need an explanation why.
As soon as he walked in, he pointed the gun at his stomach. He said, "Give me all that. I'll shoot you right now." And he just started shooting him. He took his rings off, necklaces off, took his 2 watches off, and he made me take my watch off. He said, "Give me that right now. I swear to God, I'll shoot you in the head." It was so scary.
Before he flees, the teenage gunman can be seen snatching diamond jewelry from Pnb's body. Prosecutors say the gunman's dad, Freddie Trone, was outside in a waiting car, and all the suspects made a quick getaway.
Now, that's just horrifying that something like that can transpire and the whole world seen it happen in that place. Think about all the people that's traumatized that this young man just lost his life coming to get something to eat amongst the people. And y'all sit there and ask why these rappers leave the hood, they don't come back to the hood. These are the reasons why. We had a friend lose his life. He committed suicide in front of his girl because he loved her so much. He was so mentally, like on that level and on that time that he sat there and did that, and took his own life. And no one believed that he would do that, his friends. And they thought she did it, and they was thinking about taking her out. He didn't pass away right away, my friend did. He was still alive when he did it. She called 911. They were telling her what to do to try to save his life. And trying to keep him awake, trying to, save him. And the whole neighborhood is trying to say she got to go. And they was watching her the whole time, just like, look, I'm just gonna do it. And I told her, I said, look, you gotta go. I didn't do anything. I was like, I know. But as I'm talking to them and they see you walking around and stuff, one of these fools might try to do something. Just go for a while. Move. And she did. She left. And, let these things cool down. You got to get out the hood. They can't be seeing you in the hood. It's dangerous.
And to see people make an assessment over and over again about this young man who may have flashed money, had all these jewelries, to see this all go down is very comical to some people and entertaining to the young folks, but y'all don't understand these are real people. This is real lives. That man really lost his life behind this. So you have to learn something from it. Unlike academics, we use this as teaching moments, while the rest of the world and people in it tries to make it a set, you know. Pardon me. But when you start seeing situations develop that don't usually make a lot of sense, you're going to start saying to yourself, or you should be saying to yourself, or questioning yourself to say, what is it that I'm missing here? You know, it's a lot of people say it's a slippery slope, but you know, once they found out that they homeboy, like in my situation, my friend really did take his own life, then it's like, oh man, we felt bad. Now in this situation, people are just finding out, oh, her photo didn't, you know, let them know what happened. Oh my God, we felt bad. Well, you should feel bad. But then it's another thing, you know, this flash, this jewelry, this flashing, this money. Who you impressing? Rich folks ain't impressed with that. Mm-mm-mm. Rich folks with that. It only impressed people with no money. Mm-mm-mm. Sorry about the pauses. People are texting me and then pics are going in. So we just got to be a little careful, you know, when we're sitting here passing judgment on people and pointing fingers and everybody is boasting about who's doing what. We need to be a little bit more cautious because there's a lot of people out here who wouldn't be happy with any of you making any money whatsoever. So we need to take that into consideration before we start, you know, throwing our arms up in the air, trying to be so happy to flash because you're only impressing broke people, you know. And I'm young. I did the same. I had the big 40-inch gold chain. I've done these things. You know, it's just that you can't wear that in the hood and bait most of these people. You're going to invoke dangerous people. Billionaires don't dress like that. Billionaires wear regular jeans, some khakis, and they dress low key because they have other things that speak for them. You know, they old enough to know it's all BS. You know, but I understand it, but it is what it is. You know, we got to be a little bit more responsible. So you learn from this. You know, you don't let this man's death be in vain. You learn what not to do for the next time around. Had he came in there without any jewelry on, would it have been a robbery? I think not. You know, you just gotta, especially when you're in a public place with no security, you know, it's it's going to be one of those situations that goes up. And it's tragic because, you know, you got people that come to the hood with their jewelry on, but they not there without security because they know at any given time, you know, some situation goes up, you know, that's what it is. People got to retaliate. They got to do what they think is best, right? People, it's a natural reflex to try to protect what you have. But what you don't want to do is go off the deep edge. Well, we can all try to make an assessment for us to be better, but what we need to do is move to a different point of view. You know, when it comes to the entertainment factor, we need to be a little bit more cautious on who we are employing in our lives, because that's going to be the end all be all in the scenarios and situations. So educate your children, teach them, be with them, mold them, shape them, guide them. I hate to see stuff like this happen, bro. So on that note, I'm gonna holler at you. So shouts out to everybody out there, man. Be blessed. And yeah, I'm done now.